Oh no, not again! Imagine this. You have been planning your trip for weeks, your RV is packed, you are excited to hit the road, and then, just when you arrive at the campsite, you realize you forgot something really important. Maybe it's the coffee, which, let's be honest, it's a real emergency, or even worse, the keys to your RV's water tank. Yep, I've made my fair share of mistakes while packing. But after years of camping with our RV Dimitri, I finally nailed down the perfect RV departure checklist so you don't have to learn the hard way. And make sure to stick around till the end because I've got a bonus tip for all types of campers, not just RV lovers. So let's start with my step number one, the RV walkaround. Before we even think about packing, let's talk about the one thing that could turn your dream trip into a total disaster. Not checking your RV before you leave. We have learned to always do a full walk around before hitting the road. That means that we check the tire pressure because trust me, you do not want to find out that you have a slow leak when you are already on the highway. Then we look underneath the RV for any leaks. A few drops might not seem like a big deal, but they could be a sign of a bigger problem. And then, as well, we make sure that lights, brakes, and turn signals are working. One time we had no brake lights, and we only realized it when a friendly driver started flashing at us. So I'd say lesson learned. Oh, and here's a quick tip. Before leaving, do a test drive around the block. If anything feels off, it's much better to fix it at home than on the side of the road. My step for the number two of the RV check is power, water, and gas. You can probably imagine that nothing can ruin a camping trip faster than realizing you don't have water or power when you need it. That's why I always double check these three things: water, propane, and battery power. First, I make sure our fresh water tank is filled and that I've packed extra drinking water, especially if we are heading somewhere remote. One time, we underestimated how much water we'd need and we had to carry water bottles to fill the tank up as there were no water hookups to refill it. Next, I check the propane levels because no propane means no cooking, no heating, and no hot coffee in the morning. I also check for any leaks by applying soapy water to the connections, and if I see some bubbles forming, it's time to tighten things up. And then finally, battery power. Running out of power in the middle of a trip is not exactly off-grid freedom. It's just frustrating, so better to check in advance. My step number three on the RV checklist is packing essentials, the things that save you in a pinch. Okay, let's talk about the real lifesavers. There are the things you don't think about until you desperately need them. First up, a basic toolkit. I'm talking wrenches, screwdrivers, duct tape, and zip ties. You'd be amazed how often zip ties have saved the day. And then, of course, a first aid kit and medications, because minor cuts and headaches just happen, and it's a better way to be prepared than to go searching for a pharmacy in an unfamiliar town. Oh, and this one is a must: spare keys. One time I locked our keys inside the RV, and let's just say breaking inside of the RV was not fun. No, I always keep a spare set in a separate bag. And don't forget flashlights and extra batteries. As well, it happened to us that once we arrived at the campsite after dark, and we had to put everything up just with my phone flashlight. Let's just say it wasn't our day. Hey camper, if you discovered something new today, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It helps YouTube show it to more campers so they can enjoy these tips and tricks too. And if you found at least two helpful takeaways or learned something new, consider subscribing to my channel. Your support means the world to me and helps me keep creating more free content just like this. Then my step number 4 of the RV preparation checklist is the inside prep, securing everything for a smooth ride. Now, before you start driving, make sure everything inside the RV is secured. I always double check that cabinets and drawers are locked, and check that the fridge is locked and set to travel mode, because you don't want your eggs rolling around while you are on the road. Once it happened that I forgot to secure our fridge door and it opened during the drive. Thank God we were still on our driveway as the milk fell out and we had to deep clean the RV before continuing our journey. So check as well if windows and vents are closed unless you like unexpected showers when it starts raining. And here is a simple but important tip. Pack your most important items where you can easily grab them. If you need to pull over for a quick lunch break, you don't want to dig through a packed RV just to find a Ford. My step number 5 is route planning, because getting lost is only fun in the movies. Before we leave, my boyfriend always takes a few minutes to check the route. That means checking the weather forecast, because setting up camp in a storm is not fun, as I was telling you in my previous videos. Then planning fuel stops, as you don't want to be searching for gas in the middle of nowhere. And as well, using an RV safe GPS is a must, because some roads just aren't made for RVs and low clearance bridges are no joke. One time we trusted our regular GPS and ended up in a tiny road that was definitely not meant for an RV. No, we always use an RV-friendly navigation app, and you can find more about the app we are using in the description below. So there you have it, my ultimate RV departure checklist. And remember, I've put together a free printable version so you can have this list with you on every trip. Just see in the comments below. But there's a bonus I promised in the beginning of the video. If you're not traveling with an RV, don't worry. I've also made a checklist for tent camping, trailer tents, and travel trailers. You can find them all in our latest blog post. Just check the link in the description. So tell me, have you ever forgotten something major on a camping trip? Let me know in the comments and let's help each other out. That's it from me for this video, and I will see you in the next adventure. Bye!